Guys, welcome everybody to Machinima's panel here at PAX. We're excited to be here. You guys having a good time? Right on. My name is Ron Campbell. I'm the head of production here, which means it's my pleasure to work with some of the most talented guys in the gaming industry. You know them, you love them. I asked them all to put a little something special together so I can introduce them to you here today. Take it away, John.
Hey PAX panel, what's going on? I'm Rob Talbert and I am the host of the Machinima Trailer Vault. It's our newest channel on the Machinima networks, and basically it's the place where we congregate, aggregate, and collect all of the latest trailers, old, new, and everything in between. We put them all on the Machinima Trailer Vault and put them up here for you guys to view. Now, if you're actually watching this show on YouTube right now, you can see over here that we've got clickouts for each of the trailers that I would be talking about. So if I'm talking about something you like, you click out to it, you go watch the trailer. It's very simple. Every week also, you see down here, we've got a history lesson. Every week there's a game that's celebrating an anniversary, so we like to give you guys some knowledge about said game in our weekly history lesson, whether it's about a system, a game, or something in between. We give you guys some knowledge so you can be a little smarter about the world of video games. That's basically it, and that's how the Trailer Vaults run, and hopefully you guys come stop by and check it out, subscribe, and enjoy the channel. Enjoy the rest of the panel.
What's up, PAX? I'm Constant, host of the Machinima Sports Channel. On the Sports Channel, you can expect to see some really awesome sports gameplay videos with some really cool commentary that only our Machinima Sports community can provide. You will also see strategy videos for your favorite sports game and the occasional interview from some of the biggest athletes in sports. I mean, I might be playing catch with Joe Montana, talking to hotties, training for the UFC, chilling with Tim Tebow. It's whatever, you know, that's how I roll. Replay, our flagship show on the Sports Channel, is where we showcase the best of the best gameplay videos submitted to us by our directors in a segment called the 2-Minute Drill. Playmakers is where we on the sports team issue challenges in various sports games, and whoever completes these challenges the best wins. That's it, guys. That's what Machinima Sports is all about. Now show us your game.
I am not Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to ETC.
Dude, you look Spanish.
I am. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, it's so gnarly.
I love all of you on the internet.
You've been treated to a little ETC with Kale.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, host and writer of ETC, Mr. Yes, it's his last name, Kale Anonymous.
Hello and welcome back to a normal-ish episode of Inside Gaming, but like the Flash sideways and Lost, we're still catching up. So let's go ahead and check out some of the old stuff along with the new highlights. That was mildly interesting.
Here he is, the dead pixel, Mr. Adam Kovic.
What's cracking, PAX? My name is Hutch. And I'm Mr. Stark. We're your hosts on Machinima Respawn, where we bring you gameplay, and we try to just be pinnacles of journalistic integrity and maturity.
Have you ever died, gone to hell, and then realized you're a god? Well, Mr. Sark, you are a god, because I've trained you to be the best in this arena. So show me that you are the best. Get up, Mr. Sark.
Where was I? I had journalistic integrity and maturity.
Here they are, two of the nicest and most professional guys it's my pleasure to work with every day, Mr. Sark and Hutch. Now we know every time we come down here and do one of these panels, we always get asked the same thing: how do you make machinima? So what we decided to do this time, just to sort of head that off at the pass, we're going to show you live how we make machinima today. Mr. John Y. over there, who's the editor for Inside Gaming, we've prepared a piece, and what we're going to do here is we make machinima just like anything else, right? So we start with a good script. We've already got that down. In fact, we've already laid down a large amount of the VO that we need. But we didn't lay it all down, and we need a little help. So is there anybody who'd like to work with us today? We need 2 volunteers to voice some machinima for us. All right, I'm going to go with this guy right over here. Come on up. Why don't you head over to John over there. John, tell him what you need.
The mic, it's going to pick you up really well. So we're going to do just a couple lines really quick for you. And let's switch this over. Yeah, let's see if this works. All right. So the first bit of audio I'm going to need from you is confronting you. I just need a quick long debate.
Yeah. So right down into that mic there.
Gotcha, good. Go for it. Golden. I approve of that. All right, this is where you get to improv a bit. They're asking you what happened last night. Please, give us an elaborate story.
Well, the thing is, it's not what you think.
That's good. That's it. You just stop it right there. All right, last bit. We're going to chase you around a bit. Give me a good scream. You're running for your life.
Right on.
Golden. Good.
Thank you. All right, I need one more. I need one more person who wants to be in this. Big hand in the back. I saw that come up.
Big hand. Big hands. Yeah.
Anybody else with big hands?
Good luck.
How's it, man?
You do have big hands.
All right. I'm going to do the same thing. First line I got for you is, look, can we settle this like gentlemen? Whenever you're set.
Look, can we settle this like gentlemen?
That'll work. We need more screaming from you. A little longer.
There we go.
Nice.
John, you good with that?
I need one more. I need an elaborate story from you as well.
Well, we were playing Magic the Gathering, and, well, it kind of got out of hand. There were these noodles.
That's good. Noodles is good. That's it. We're golden.
Right on. All right, thanks, guys. Now, because we've been having a little bit of some AV trouble getting everything hooked up today, we're not going to show you how we capture the footage. We actually captured everything in Halo 3 back at the offices before we came down here today. So, John, you've got everything you need?
Got everything I need.
All right, we're going to set John off. John's going to actually cut this whole thing together while we open this up. Nice. While we open this up for some Q&A, I know you guys came here to talk to the team here, and you've got lots of questions. So why don't you go ahead and line up. I've got Matt Danovic, the master from Masters Challenge, is back there. He's going to be meeting you when you come on in. Yeah! If there's anything you guys want to know or want to ask these guys, why don't you just queue up in the middle there.
Come to me.
Come to
Anyone.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Do not be
All it takes is one.
This question's for Kale.
Oh, all right. Hi. How you doing?
Is that your real last name? Like, was that is it changed, or is that your actual?
It is my real last name, yes.
Bullshit.
But was it, is it your original last name, is what I'm asking.
It is my real last name, yes. It is my legal last name, yes.
Okay, just checking.
Good seeing you. Thanks for coming out.
No problem.
This is for Kale.
It is my real last name, yes.
His parents were fans of vegetables.
Yeah.
Can I have some more gum?
Oh, you took all my gum. Stop,
Can I have
stop.
some more?
Yeah. Can I smell your breath? Does this smell minty? Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Is that a yes?
The hell is that?
What's happening? Wouldn't you like to know?
My question's for anyone who watched Lost on the panel. What did you all think of the series finale?
Who wants to go first?
I thought it was great. Kovic, you did too, right?
Actually, yeah, I did have Hutch over, and I drank way too much and got way into it. Like, I'm just so happy that it's all okay. And then you think about it, you're like, well, that's bullshit. That was they went with the whole religious angle, which was kind of funny. But you know what? Good show. Almost as good as Battlestar.
It's okay, though. Vincent survived.
Say what?
They were calling it a cop-out, but
yeah,
it's
go
not,
Vince.
Vincent.
It's the dog the whole time.
It's not like they were dead the whole time, you know. I'm just saying.
We just spoiled it.
Whoa. I thought the ending sucked. Thank you.
Okay, 2 quick questions. Well, not quick, but at what point did you realize that you could take Machinima and use it as your career?
Good question.
Why don't we go down the line there? Kale.
Hi. I started with the mindset of wanting to having a microphone shoved in my face. I started with the intention of wanting to do live action and realizing that I can't do all the special effects and amazing things that I want to do on a limited budget. So if you've seen Critical Flaw, a lot of the time we'll pull in gaming footage to represent something big and spectacular like a war that we're in, or like monsters in the live action to like represent that we're poor. So that's when I knew that we were destined for each other. Your turn. Make it creepy.
I did it out of just kind of necessity. None of the people I ever worked with were really like I could lean on them, or I could never really rely on anybody. So I just was like, Machinima was a great way to just do everything yourself. And just luckily through a series of things, I met the heads of the company and got hired right off the bat. So that was I got in real quick. I was lucky. That's it.
I don't even do Machinima, so I don't even know what I'm doing here. We film everything live. We do Respawn, so a lot of the videos that go up on the channel that Hutch and I host for are gameplay with a lot of commentary from directors who are either really good at the game or really retarded. And so it's kind of their show, and we kind of just steer the ship through that minefield.
I'd say right about the time that they called me and offered me a job was when I knew that I could do it for a living.
I was about to say.
Because when I was doing it before, it was the thought never entered my mind whatsoever that I would be doing this for a job. Because it's kind of ridiculous, right? But whatever, I'm just going to roll with it.
I actually come from a live production background, and I was just kind of in the right place at the right time. I was making a change in my career, and a friend of a friend was working at Machinima and let me know about it and came in, and it all worked out. So just kind of like lightning striking, I guess you could say.
I started in live production like Rob, and a friend of a friend got Rob in, and then Rob got me in, and that's how I got in.
An interesting takeaway though is that getting into Machinima is something that if you're interested in being a filmmaker or just getting sort of your ideas out there, it's a lot easier to open up a computer game or a video game that you've already got and throw some VO over it than it is to go and rent the camera and go out and shoot yourself that way. So I mean, we do all of our shows on budgets of $50 or so. Kind of true. So if you're looking for a way to get in, this is the way to get in. It's a lot of fun, and nobody will judge you too much, except these guys.
True. Okay, my other is kind of almost like a request. On YouTube, the Inside Gaming channel is kind of difficult to follow. I don't know if anybody else has found that, but because all the videos come up if you subscribe to like the channel or whatever, it just comes up as.
We're working on it.
Okay, great.
Success is a good thing, but you get a lot of videos.
we do listen to all the comments actually, and I see that a lot. That Inside Gaming should have its own channel, or there's got to be a better way to get your inbox not flooded with stuff. The last thing we did was we made a Facebook application that will tell you when only an Inside Gaming video goes up, and I'm guessing that's going to go with other channels. So that's one way, but we'll fix it through YouTube one day maybe.
All right, I was just wondering, what inspired you to create Critical Flaw?
Drugs.
Watching him take drugs. Well, I mean, ultimately, we felt that there was a way of storytelling with gaming that we didn't feel like was being done. Maybe we're not watching enough? I don't know.
I actually watched The Big Bang Theory one time, and it kind of made me mad. I was like, you're not, like, gamers don't talk like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're normal people. We don't like, oh, I really like Halo. Like, no one in the right, like, we're just normal dudes, and we try to represent that through a live action series. And, we tried to make the best show we could. It was always something I wanted to make. I think
we both had the same idea.
we had talked through a series just of conversations just being at the same place, and we realized one day we had the same exact idea for the same exact show. So we're
then
like,
we high-fived after that conversation.
with no pants on. And we got a good season out of it. Hoping to do a second season soon. So.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, this question's for the Machinima Respawn crew. What advice can you give me to get known on the Call of Duty community? Because I only have like 100 subscribers. And what advice can you give to grow my community?
Hutch. That's a good question.
Take it away, man. I'll say what I said at the last panel, which is if you're having fun, then that's the best way to start. Because as soon as you start feeling like you're laboring on it or it's just not fun anymore, then that's going to show. So I mean, like when you watch a video from somebody who's clearly having fun with it, then I think that's like the biggest influence on whether or not people hit that yellow button. That because when I first started, it was like if I got 16 views on a video, I was stoked, and like 14 of them were like me watching it over and over again because I was really happy with it. And in the beginning, I didn't really like subscribers. Was like, okay, that's cool, but like I really just liked doing it. I mean, it was just really fun. Just have fun.
I also have another question. Can I add you on Xbox?
We can talk after. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? I have a question to do you guys ever run out of ideas? Like, I know that Sark and
all the
Hutch,
time.
Yeah, have do the live action thing and Critical Flaw. Like, half the things I would have never thought of, like the stuff you do. It's great stuff, but how do you guys think of all that?
Don't say drugs, Kovic.
Yeah.
Personally, I for me on Respawn, I like to read the comments, pull the most insanely hateful comments, and do whatever they said. So if they're like, Sark is a fat fuck and he's got like grandma tits, then I'm throwing on a tight t-shirt on the next episode. That's what I do.
And this is to Kale and Kovic. You guys gonna do another Critical Flaw season, or
we so want to, and
yes.
Yeah.
That's a question for. I have a question for Ron Campbell. Are we doing another season of Critical Flaw?
Stay tuned.
Got it. Thanks.
I'm a big fan of the show. Yes, I want to do a second season.
Okay, have any of you guys ever thought about taking Machinima to a level above YouTube, like putting out a short film and putting it in like a film festival or anything?
Just last night, me and my editor Hollywood over here, we're talking about doing a feature film. But of course, that didn't leave our hotel room, so you guys are the first to ever hear this plan. I have no idea what it'll be about. I'll just pull YouTube comments and that'll write itself.
I have a really great Second Life machinima that draws from Polynesian creation myths, and I was wondering if you guys would feature it on Thursday, which is significant in Polynesia.
Yeah,
I'll take that as a yes.
I want to see that, Matt.
Okay. Yes. Good. Any?
Oh wait, sorry. And there's this guy.
I fear there was no one in line, so I'd ask another question, a real question. I know, I guess everyone can universally agree that most movies about video games or coming from video games usually really suck. Except, I was going to ask, like, what do you guys think of like Scott Pilgrim, for example? that derived from a video game, like a book about video games. And I want to know, like, do you think that's a step in the right direction? Like more,
I have.
Should make more movies like that, or do you think that's like once in a lifetime thing?
I don't think they know how to target that audience yet. Like, I think that they with Scott Pilgrim, they totally got it right. But I don't, as people don't always go out and see the movie. They kind of torrent it and stuff like that. I know you.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem too, right? It's like
Yeah.
they'll make more if we all go watch it. Because I agree, I think it was pretty good.
I mean, the question is really, why does like the Prince of Persia movie not do the game justice or something like that, or like Mortal Kombat, or like Mortal Kombat Armageddon? I think the problem is, I mean, Edgar Wright is the perfect example. He's a guy who grew up playing video games, so that's why Scott Pilgrim, it was not a video game movie, but it's probably the best video game movie we'll get. When people start respecting the canon and the characters and the world, we'll start seeing some better stuff. My money's on Halo because it has the richest like backstory. That could probably be like a TV show or a movie. But until someone who respects it helms the movie, we probably won't see a good version of it.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. No more Polynesian questions, Matt.
I was going to talk about Blood Rain.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Part 1 or part 2?
I've seen Alone in the Dark like 50 times. I'm an Uwe Boll fan.
Does anybody have any other questions?
No.
Yeah.
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 Come on up, big hands.
We're just going to talk.
Yep.
All day.
What else?
Yeah, you don't want me to let these guys loose.
What?
Yes.
We can hear you.
I've been wondering that for a long time.
The question is,
Well, thank you,
Constant,
Kel. Thank
why
you.
are you so hot?
I'll give you your check after this. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for that, and the 1,000 of push-ups I do in the morning. That's how I roll.
Real question.
So I kind of get that you usually don't do real-time strategy game machinimas, but I was wondering, with Space Marine coming out, are you thinking about doing Warhammer 40k machinima?
Space Marine looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think some of the limitations with RTSs is, it can be a little involved getting in there because the detail level is kind of low typically, and the camera flexibility is not so high. But if they make it easy to mess with that engine, there's no reason why we couldn't do something with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, StarCraft 2 is a perfect example of that. You know, with all these user mod stuff, like it makes it a lot easier for us to manipulate that. If we wanted to do something, set in an RTS game, that's the perfect thing for us to do. So it's not just an overhead map where we're, seeing base building. You can actually get down to the units and make it look like there's a story going on too. So.
Well, I was mostly just wondering about 40k.
Yes. Well. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks.
Another thing to say for that is if there's machinima out there and you're wondering like why aren't people making it? You feel like there's a need for it. Make it yourself. Take a shot.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of what you guys see on the channel is born out of the community. We do a lot of stuff to help guide the ship, like as Sark said, in the community, and we make a lot of really great stuff. But we're looking for contributions, and we're looking for new directors, and we're looking for people to get involved. So, join in.
My question is, why do you think that game companies are putting theater modes into games like Halo 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops?
Because of us.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plain and simple.
As long as you want it, they'll keep adding it in there.
Without naming any one specific game, on more than one occasion, well, I can actually say one, we were invited out to Naughty Dog to check out their theater mode before it went live, and they actually got direct feedback from us and asked, is this like what you guys need? And we requested, like the green screen mode that's in there came directly from myself and Rob Jones in our audience, where we said that's something I've always wanted in Halo and they don't have. They're like, okay, we'll put it in. So we're actually more and more, as we're getting bigger, we're actually influencing some of the games to make Machinima easier and better for everyone out there. Yep.
Well, with games like Halo, when you've been seeing these movies pretty much from day one, and then eventually from going to Call of Duty, where you see users making their own cinematics in creative ways, and then just seeing how big that community got, like it's impossible for these developers to ignore the presence that we, and I don't mean Machinima, I mean like you guys, the entire community, like the amount of influence that we have is just completely, you can't ignore it. So, I mean, I think theater mode is going to be essential, you know, within 5 years for all the major, like, flagship games. You know?
Is the video ready? It looks like it's still rendering. John, how are we doing?
What is this? Check it.
Say Sega?
Still got time.
Sega. That's what I said.
That
You could
desktop
stream
is
it
my
live.
favorite.
Yeah. 29%. We still have time for questions.
Go for it.
So this is interesting from an older generation. This is my first time to PAX. I came because of my son. I'm from semiconductor industry
Good job,
in Silicon
son.
Valley and been in many, many trade shows, billions of dollars in semiconductor industry. It's amazing what this young generation is doing. These are the jobs that stays in this country. It's not gonna be outsourced. And this industry is not an outsourced industry. And this is amazing. People over 40 just don't get it yet.
Is that a question?
I agree.
That's kind of a question. We'll take it. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Thank you.
So you replied to his question that if you think there's a need for a new genre to make your own, what do you need to make your own? I mean, I don't even know how to record in-game footage. What's the requirements to be able to make your own?
John Y., how do you capture footage?
Wait, basically, where do you start?
Man, Kovic? We're going to pass it around.
The community. Any game out there, almost anything, no matter how bad it is, like Second Life, you will have a community who will help you. And I mean, that's what I love about Machinima is it is kind of collaboration through people you've never met. And I mean, that's how people learned how to lower the weapon in Halo 3. Like something as simple as that. It was just, it's word of mouth. And if you're like, I want to do this, go on a forum, ask, someone will help you, or, you know, say no. But I mean, that's where I would start. Like me, myself, not knowing anything about StarCraft, map making or whatever, I would just go online, ask somebody, and I'm sure within a couple hours someone would help me out.
Okay.
It's the future, man.
Yeah, another question. What do you guys think of the new Forge mode?
Forge World?
Amazing.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. Do you think it'll progress everything a lot more in Halo Reach, or?
Forge World is insane. Yeah, and the possibility of there being future Forge Worlds also as DLC, even though that hasn't been really, you know, talked about by Bungie. The possibility is there, and that's like epic. But just with the existing Forge World that we've seen, you can do more with that than, I mean, how tired are you of sandbox maps or whatever?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
if you're a Halo 3 player, it's like, God, please.
They combine that with the ability to create your own custom game types.
Yep.
And really, you're talking about a game that will never get old because the community can just create new ways of playing it. So I'm stoked. I'd say we're all pretty stoked on that. Yeah.
I'm going to molest Forge World.
I know exactly what these guys are going to be doing in 2 weeks. Every weekend.
Molesting.
Great.
So I have 3 topics that I would like you guys to talk about in order and in detail. Hutch's lip ring, Ken Burton, and Wings of Redemption. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The real question I have is, and the one that immediately springs to mind is the little intro that the SAM 5000's Map Attack series had. First of all, do you guys make those when it's a director on the Machinima payroll? And if so, what tools do you use? Or you know, if you don't make them, what tools would you use to make them?
No, that guy does it. No, he's talking about cinematics within Call of Duty, and you know, everything that you see in a director's video, occasionally we'll give input and try and steer them in the right direction if we feel like they could benefit from feedback. But everything that a director does is almost entirely their doing. So Sam went in and did that cinematic all by himself. And that's what I was talking about a minute ago with Call of Duty being sort of a limited game. You have to kind of get creative with how you do the cinematics. For example, for that intro, he was just going in a spectator mode and cropping out the buttons on the top. But yeah, it's cool to see them getting that creative, you know.
Okay, so the Second Life Machinima is off, but I have a Virtual Boy Machinima based on the Epic of Gilgamesh.
I know what you're doing next
Thanks
week,
for coming, Matt.
Yes?
Matt, you're making that next week.
Okay, awesome.
You're my favorite, Matt.
I love you too.
I actually want to talk about Hutch's lip ring. Is that cool?
I ran around with the master all day yesterday while he interviewed cosplayers and booth babes. It's 100% gold what this guy says and gets away with. We make sure we get him to sign the releases first because they may not sign anything after.
What is
those
this for?
interviews are done.
Just an interview. Just an interview. Don't worry. Yeah.
This isn't gonna go.
You're about to
Right.
be berated by a tiny.
I'm nice.
Tiny mean person.
That brings up a good point. If anybody has a question, just please come on up to the mic and then go ahead and ask us. But while we're waiting for you guys to think about that, we have a lot of fun in our offices. I think it's fair to say we get a lot of work done. I mean, there's a lot of content that comes out, but we have a good time while we're in there. And I know we don't get to spend as much time showing you the environment we work in as we'd like to, just because we're so busy. So I thought maybe just once around the horn, sort of one of your favorite little around the office moments. Start at Constant.
I think my favorite was beating Ian up with my Hulk hands.
The Hulk hands?
Yeah.
Well, we're all pretty big nerds at Machinima. So one of my favorite things to do is after work we have huge Magic the Gathering tournaments, and we'll do prizes in the whole 9 yards. And pretty much everyone at the well, not everyone. I don't want to speak for everyone, but a majority of the people will play, and it gets pretty intense. And that's a lot of fun.
I'm feeling the itch right now too. Sitting at a
I
table
know.
makes me want to play Magic.
Monday night D&D.
I'd have to say that my favorite is just working with Respawn or on Respawn with this guy here. In the beginning, it was nearly impossible for me to go 10 seconds without laughing hysterically. That's why there's so many hard cuts. Like every 10 second, it's hard cutting because they had to cut out where I would be laughing my ass off. And just the beginning, and now I've gotten a little bit better at that, but just kind of getting used to it. I mean, this is a totally new job for me, so the whole experience has just been really cool.
We got a question.
Yes.
I'm sure that was important, but.
Hi. Do you guys have any women that work for you?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Other than your girlfriends?
No.
Work with us.
What do they do?
Yes, of course we do. Yeah.
What do they do, though?
My entire, not entire, but a large part of my production operations team, do we have any? Is JC here? JC's in the back.
In the back.
JC's my studio supervisor, so she makes
Yay,
sure
women.
all these guys are staying on schedule. She's the one who makes them do that.
Yep.
Yeah, certainly.
There's one.
What?
At least one.
Well, we can go down the list, but yeah.
No, there's actually two.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
No, it's good.
Let's talk about him.
Getting closer.
Sark, favorite moment.
We got toy helicopters. Somebody did for presents.
mine.
God, that was an epic day. The day those came in, we were like having dog fights and trying to land them on Hutch's head while he's got the headphones on. He can't see what's happening. He's like takes his eyebrows off. He was angry, Hutch.
I'll go. Actually, Matt back there, who's running the whole mic thing, he is like the master of memes and like anything on the internet. He's seriously like master of all things internet. So the best thing is whenever there's a new like internet phenomenon, Matt's right on top of it, and it's immediately spread through the top floor where we work. So it's like Surprise Kitty or like Keyboard Cat was like in a meeting that we had. It was like.
And then you also get a point if you show me a video I haven't seen before.
Yes, that's right.
Because I've seen everything.
He drew a diagram of DVDA on Sark's window at one time. Like, this is how it works. And everyone's like, what is that stick figure? I was like, you don't want to know.
It's a special video format.
I thought it was like a molecular chemistry diagram, like the circles and the lines. I didn't.
Got another question.
Yeah.
When people ask you what do you do for your job, do you reply like, "Oh, I make videos of Halo and I get paid for it"? And if you do that, what do they reply with?
I just say I'm a banker. It's just short. It's easy.
I sell boats.
I work on sports.
Well, everyone actually thinks that we just play games. We get that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
God, that's all you guys do. That's a dream.
Yeah, or they'll say they'll confuse it with being like a pro gamer or something like that. But
yeah,
There's a lot of production that goes into this too. You know, it's not just the captain of the game. You know, it's scripts that we have to supervise and schedules to keep and VO sessions to record and
Fake blood.
It does get very technical at times. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's not just the plane, but it's a lot of fun though. That's
Thank
for
you.
sure. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the initial like inspiration was for you guys to get into Machinima in the first place.
Aaron?
It's a great. I mean, it's a
Bob?
great place to work. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're working with video games. I mean, it's something that I've been passionate about my whole life. You know, so when given the opportunity, I jumped at it. I mean, because it's a lot of fun, and you know, we get to do what we love, and we get to do it every day, and it doesn't feel like work. You know, you go in and it's like this is actually fun, and it's something that I'm passionate about. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I immediately was like when I had the opportunity, jumped right on top of it.
Yeah, what could be better than playing video games and entertaining you guys? I mean, really, right?
It's also one of those things too where it's like a lot of people have the wrong idea where they're like, oh, I love video games, I want to like make them, and then they're a game tester and they're miserable. So we all try to find a way to like, how can I play games and still have fun, like, and just like stay an enthusiast and stay, you know, not be cynical about what you're talking about. And I mean, not one person on this panel is not like the biggest gamer I know. I mean, even Ron, our boss, you know, plays through just about everything we play through, and it's refreshing. It's nice to be around your own kind.
Should do some work sometime. Yeah, I know. One of these days I'll get some work done.
It was between this or the Olive Garden. as much as I love refilling your salads, you know.
All right, we both served tables at Olive Garden. That's kind of weird in our past.
Solidarity.
Some of us have like production backgrounds. So I mean, what that means is it's like you started on a TV show or maybe another internet, you know, site or show, and you know, for me personally, it was like a PA fetching coffee at a hot rod and booty show on G4. And literally I went from X-Play and over to Machinima, and literally I got hired at X-Play, my entry into the video game media industry, because my gamer score on Xbox Live was high. They were like, damn,
You're hired.
what are you doing on this car show, man? So it just scooted me over.
So, being the only gamer from my team with money, I have to ask for all of the community. What's the best way for a FPS competitive player to get recognized, uploaded, to get put out by Machinima Respawn on YouTube? I mean, is there like a certain person to know, a person to talk to, somewhere to email? I mean, how exactly does that work for all your uploaders?
Well, back when I started, it was a lot different. There was like 5 of us doing it, and that was only like a year ago. And now if you go on YouTube, there's like, I don't even know, like literally 1,000 probably. The best thing that I would say also on top of just having fun would be if you were doing something like a little different, you know? Like if you find yourself doing the exact same thing that you see like hundreds of, and I'm assuming a lot of the Call of Duty viewer guys have seen a lot of the same stuff like over and over and over again. As long as you're trying to do something, like striving to do something different, then I'd say that's a step in the right direction. Am I talking into, can you guys hear me? We're good? Yeah. Okay.
I also want to know, was that quickscope fail video of Tabe, was that real? Was that really Tabe? Anybody seen that on YouTube? I have a feeling it was user created, but I wanted to see if it was actually from Machinima.
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Was it on his channel?
I don't remember whose channel it was on, but it was on High Rise, and it was just 4 misses, one after another, quickscoping, and fuck my life.
Oh, yeah, that was me, and that was totally real.
Oh, that was you?
It almost takes skill to do that bad. So like I had to put that for you guys to see, you know.
What's that? What's your favorite thing of the office?
The video's ready now too.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who are interested in getting involved in this, we've got an entire programming team that's ready to take your videos and get you guys on board. On the Respawn side, we've got Anthony Rogers, who's standing by, as they say. We've got an entire team: Rob Jones, Jeremy Azevedo, I think that's how you say his last name. Rob's here actually. Rob, why don't you raise your hand? I think Anthony's actually over at the booth, and if you guys haven't been to the booth, I'm sure you have. Be there early in the morning tomorrow if you didn't get your noob tube. Sign up, join the Respawn Army, all that good stuff. But if you have any questions about getting involved in the community, that'd be a great place where you can come down there and ask those questions. We've got the entire programming team manning the booth there. They can answer all your questions and get you guys signed up to be part of our community. I think we've got time for one more, and then we're going to show you guys what we made.
All right, I was just at the pitch your game idea, and I was at the end of the line, and I didn't get a chance to pitch my game. So I was wondering, we got a big crowd here, so could I pitch my game here?
Lay it on us.
All right. Some drunk guy spilt beer on my notes.
I want to play.
I love it. Yeah, that's great.
It's a good title.
Yeah.
So, catchy title.
No,
that's
that's
going to be
not
the
the
fastest pitch ever.
It starts with a guy that's about 5'9", 5'10". He has a shortcut like a Caesar, and he has a coffee complexion, and he has a real smooth face. And he's climbing in your windows and snatching your people up, and so the idea of the game is you gotta hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband too. 'Cause he's raping everybody in there.
We brought in a meme, Matt.
Thank you.
You win.
You win.
You remember not too long ago somebody asked, where do we get all those great ideas?
That was it.
Oh, double rainbow.
Guys like that.
I have 2 words for you. Theater mode.
All right, John, are we ready?
We're ready to roll.
All right, guys, let's take a look and see what we made here today.
You two boosters make me sick. Do you know how bad you messed up this time? Do you know how bad you messed up this time?
Don't answer that. You ever heard a rhetorical question?
Zip it up. Rhetorical. Very good. Now,
Where were you on the night of the 5th?
rhetorical is done. You can answer this one.
Well, we were playing Magic the Gathering, and there were these noodles.
Enough! How about you, buddy?
Well, the thing is...
Yeah, all right. No, all right. I see where this is going. Nowhere. Hutch, get the gimp.
Yeah, the gimp's, he's sleeping right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. God, he is so adorable.
Loves his sleep.
How long's he been down?
20 minutes.
He should be good. Go see if he'll pop up for a second.
Yeah, he gets a little cranky when you wait. Yeah, I'll go get him. I'll
All right,
go
cool.
wake him up, yeah.
Look, can we settle this like gentlemen?
Gentlemen, I'm gonna redefine gentleman.
There you go. So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time, and with a little bit of learning, and all the information is out there, to be found among the community. And if you have questions, we've got ways to reach out to us through Facebook and Twitter or whatnot. If you have questions on how to make this stuff, it's not hard. It can be a lot of fun. Be yourself. The one thing I wanted to say about this, though, was, you know what? Forget that. We're not even going to go down that road. I do have one more thing I want to show, though. Before we get out of here, I was bugging my programming team to show you guys something that was brand new that you've never seen before. And we're not taking any questions about this, but here is a sneak peek of something that is coming soon.
No question.
All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming today. We hope you guys had a good time. Be sure to come and check out the booth tomorrow.